It's Israel Adesanya here representing Steak, and this week we have a huge lightweight bout with my fellow Steak ambassador Max Holloway taking on Dustin the Diamond Poirier in his final fight ever. Steak has a range of offers and the best odds for you to check out. Use my code Adesanya318 when you register for an even better experience. Yes, we are here, UFC 318. I just pulled up on me. I didn't even realize there was a pay-per-view this event, this weekend, and I don't know who the rest are, but I know the main event is going to be Max Holloway versus Dustin the Diamond Poirier in his final bout ever. And yeah, this is historic. This is going to be what a main event, because this is what, the third time they're fighting. I know Max fought Dustin in his UFC debut. Then they fought the same night at UFC 236 in Atlanta, Georgia, where I won the UFC Middleweight title. And Dustin bested Max in their fight, their second fight, and became the UFC Lightweight champion. So yeah, this is a third one for the BMF belt. Imagine that, like, okay, Dustin beats Max in his UFC debut, then he beats him when he tries to go for double champ status. So if Max beats...
That wasn't double champ.
No, Max was featherweight champ at the time. If Max had beat Dustin at UFC 236, he would have been the featherweight and lightweight champion.
Really?
Yep. Because Dustin got the belt.
Oh, the interim.
Doesn't matter. It's got the belt. Yeah, double champ, you know? So, yeah, for Max, if he beats Dustin this weekend, that'll be his way to kind of like, I don't want to say get them back, because you can never get those back. When it's done, it's done. It's a fresh fight. It's a new opportunity, I guess, not to rewrite history, but to write history moving forward. So yeah, let me see the card anyway, because I have no idea. Ooh, okay. Oh, Costa. Okay, see. Ooh, 50K, and then Pitbull. Okay, prelims. Not Orion Span. I remember him. Jimmy, yes. Prelims is kind of light, but the main card stacked, I think, matchup wise. Sleeper fight, I'll give it to, I say this might be a sleeper fight. Michael Johnson versus Daniel, because I know this kid's good. Michael Johnson is a banger. He comes out every time. Whole card, I'll give it an 8.5. Main card, give it a 9. Give it a solid 9. Yeah, as a fight fan, 9.5, because the main card is stacked. But the whole card, I'll give it a, let me say 8.7. 8.7, yeah. 8.7 out of 10.
We have Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. I talk about Michael Johnson's fight style. He likes his hands, his boxing, very fast.
He throws some things. I like watching even him. Who do he spar? I've seen him spar like Kamaru and some of the guys back at Black Zillions, or now at Kill Cliff FC. If he goes, he doesn't care. He's a guy that likes to have fun in the gym. Also in the fight, he throws in things like his first. Was it Gaethje's first fight in the UFC? That was one that I was like, ooh, did he lose that one? I can't remember, but regardless, it was a banger. And he's knocked out Dustin even. Yeah, I've seen him knock out Poirier. He's got a lot of good wins over the years. He's always been in the top, like right there in arguably the most stacked division in the UFC. So yeah, he's a veteran in this shit.
Yeah, he's getting older. 39.
Oh shit, okay, I didn't see that.
39, and Daniel is 26 years old.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Well, yeah, like, father time, bro. Father time always wins, but, you know, certain guys can, you know, look at Wonder Boy this past fight. He did quite well for a guy who was the oldest guy in the UFC currently. So, yeah, age is just a number, but in the fight game, it can affect the way you perform depending on how you perform. With a guy like this, young guy coming up, like you said, good defensive grappler, so he's want to keep it on the feet as well. He's got the reach, I'm sure the leg reach as well, which they still haven't added.
Footwork, angles.
Footwork, I'd say Daniel probably has it on this one. Johnson can be very aggressive and fast starting. I think for this fight, just make it dirty. Don't try and, you know, be technical with this kid, Daniel, because Daniel likes to, from what I've seen, fight long. I'd say Michael should keep the standing, sprawl and brawl. Start fast, like the way he and Gaethje did. That's how he should fight this fight. Not throwing caution to the wind, but same caution, you know. In this fight, I'm gonna go Michael Johnson based on experience. Daniel has to be defensively sound, fight long, and be dynamic as well. But Johnson just has to go and attack him. If Johnson does that in this fight and just goes with little regards to his or Daniel's safety, I think he'll pull it off. So I'm gonna go Johnson in this fight. Could be a TKO, but I'm gonna go decision. But I won't be surprised if it's a TKO. Daniel 50K eager versus Patricio Pitbull. All right, so Pitbull came into the UFC. He fought his debut against Rodriguez, and he came from Bellator. It was highly touted, but again, against a guy like Rodriguez, too long, too rangy, too dynamic. With a guy like Ige though, badass, comes to scrap, took that fight on like a day's notice with Diego Lopez. And yeah, 50K is a guy who stands and bangs as well. He likes to stand and bang. And this time, they're more evenly matched when it comes to stats a little bit with the attributes physically.
And fighting style.
Fighting style, yeah. Pitbull, I know black belt. They're going to want to scrap though. They're going to throw down. Yeah, just going to bang. I don't really see how this fight's going to go apart from them standing and trading. Patricio Pitbull, I haven't really seen much of his fights as much as Daniel. I know more about Daniel's style. Dan Ige, 50K. There's a reason it's called 50K. The guy always goes for it, man. He's gotten a few already. This might be a more evenly matched fight. But, look, for me to pick Patricio, I have to know more about his style from Bellator. And I've seen his fights, like I said, with Michael Chandler. They had wars, and he can. And Chandler's a guy who, he likes to throw them things as well. So, here's going to be a firefight. If I'm going to bet, I'm going to bet on Ige just based on what I've seen of him. But Pitbull, and also from his last fight, didn't really give me much confidence. And Ige's tough, bro. And also, again, ballsy. He doesn't give a f. He's that guy. So, I'm going to go 50K just because I'm aware and I'm familiar with his work. But again, Pitbull, this is his chance at redemption to show the UFC fan base that, look, I'm not just some Bellator, not journeyman, because that's disrespect to Pitbull if you want to call him that. But again, he has to show the UFC fan base that he's not that. He's that guy. So this is his chance. So go hard, do well. And yeah, my bet though is going to be 50K. Big Mouth versus Daniel Rodriguez. Daniel had a good win in his last fight. Daniel Rodriguez, he's a guy who fights going forward. Defensively, he's not always the best at taking care of business, but his last fight against Ponzinibbio, that was the one that he decked him. Yeah, Kevin, I picked Kevin to win in his last fight. I feel like he's on a roll right now. And also, 170 is his weight class. He can go up to 185, but 170 is where he has the best chance of being at the top. I think it's going to be a stand-up fight again. Kevin's not going to take him down unless he gets hurt. But off this, last fight with Ponzinibbio, Rodriguez will be feeling himself. For a guy like that, it's good for him to have a win so he can kind of like, yes, I know the feeling of momentum. It's so powerful. Rodriguez, again, walks forward. What Kevin as well does, but he knows how to. When you push him backward, he fights all right going backwards. And again, last time I said he needs to get back to what he does, which is just a jibber jabber, and he was doing that. Maybe he got Luke out of his game with that, probably, possibly. For me, I want to pick Kevin, but I'm trying to see where can Daniel win this fight. If you make it ugly, Kevin can make it ugly.
38, age as well.
Oh, true. I never look at the age too.
Big reach.
He doesn't look that old. Oh shit. The odds are stacked heavily against D-Rod, and I'll fuck with D-Rod. I'm glad he got a win in his last fight, but this one's going to be hard. D-Rod to win this, just don't play into Kevin's game. Kevin's going to jib jab, but I feel like D-Rod's going to go back at him as well and talk his shit, but then you're playing right into Kevin's hands because it's going to get you in that genjutsu, and then you start to fight his fight rather than fight your fight. I just can't see how this one isn't going to go to Kevin Holland by decision, but D-Rod has to fight smart. I don't know what his corner's game plan is for this fight, because Kevin's going to be faster. Kevin's quite strong. I haven't grappled with him, but I just tell that frame leverage, he'll be quite strong, and also grappling wise, he's going to have the advantage. If he drops D-Rod, he might jump on him and submit him. With that, I'm going to go Kevin. I'm going to decision. But if you got money, go to stake. Adesanya 318 and just chuck a lazy 20 on D-Rod if you want to make some money. But if you got it like that, you want to make some safe money, I go Kevin Holland by decision. That's my pick. That's what I'm saying. What the streets is saying. Anyway, next fight. Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. I like this fight. This is going to be a good stand-up fight. Oh, this is fucking bangers. The main card's a fucking 9. I changed my mind. No, I didn't look at it like I'm just. Well, again, this is gonna be. Or I'm looking, it's all stand-up fights. So this is gonna be like one of them ones where it's just a lot of stand-up fights, or they just end up laying on the ground, which I doubt. I think it's gonna be stand-up fights. Paulo Costa, where's he been? Can't remember. Roman, I like this guy's style because he's fast. His striking, very very fast. His kicks, boxing. He reminds me of a big Peter Yan in the way his stand-up operates. Paulo Costa, he's still a dangerous dude. A good step up for Roman Kopylov. Costa can grapple. He's black belt.
You're gonna need that when you get downgraded. I have a gift for you. Oh, I'm gonna knock your ass out, bitch. Well, I'm knocking your ass out. What you gonna do?
He's black belt though. He can grapple. He took someone down, like I think Rockhold maybe. No, I can't even remember. It's been so long since I've seen Costa. Show up, man. Just show up and show them. Costa's got the goods, but I don't know who's he training with now. Costa just needs to get serious again. Stand up wide, if it's on the feet, Roman's gonna take it. If it's on the feet, Roman's gonna take it. I'm gonna give it to Roman by decision. But for Costa to make this interesting, mixing some grappling at the start. And Costa's fun, he's entertaining to watch. He's always bringing the fight. Even if he loses, he still brings the fight. He's not a boring fighter. Just show some balls, man. Like, go back to, who you were before you fought me. Like,
maybe not balls, but
not balls.
Take it a bit more seriously. I didn't do it because he got balls. He comes in the fight, but
yeah, you're right. Yeah, take it a bit more seriously. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go back to like, just fuck everything else.
Take this seriously. You're 34. You've only got, it's a short window. I mean, like,
Yeah. Okay, how about this? Costa, if you win this fight, you can fight me again. Nah, he probably talked some shit anyway. I do like Costa. I don't think he's a bad guy.
Because he brought the whole silliness to it. He brought the
He's funny. Yeah, he's But again, get back to just show some balls. Get back to being serious.
Like both, he could be funny and still be
and show up to fight. Don't he's had so many once he didn't make weight. Just show some balls, bro. Like be motivated. Be disciplined in the fight as well. Not just like leading up to the fight. In the fight, be disciplined. Don't get caught up with the hoopla and the crowd and trying to entertain. Just your fights are entertaining by themselves, so just go there and fight. But I'm gonna go Roman in this fight, and I'm gonna go decision because he's just on the way up. He's fast, he's dynamic, he uses footwork well, and he mixes up the striking very well as well. Great takedown defense, and these are things that Costa finds it really hard to deal with. Yeah, okay, this, like I said, third time's the charm. Maybe for Holloway, but also for Dustin to beat Holloway in his final fight for a third time, that would be a feather in his cap. Boom. But again, this is different because there's a story from the beginning of Max's career to the end of Dustin's career, and there's always been some kind of like implication whenever they fought, and this one as well is no different because this is, and Dustin, what a career, bro.
Let's talk about his career first of all. Let's go through the fights.
Bro.
Let's talk about it.
Let's if you want to talk Dustin or you want to talk fights, let's just go into the illustrious career of Dustin Poirier. This man, oh my God, from Max Holloway, Zombie, Swanson, Brandao, McGregor. That was
some of these guys wouldn't even know some of these guys. Like some of the newer
third fight in the UFC.
But some of the pointed out some of the newer fans don't know some of these other killers.
How good they were as well.
Especially at these times.
Yep.
Because Justin has been...
Joe Duffy was a guy as well at the time that he was on the up and
Dustin
up.
has been a ranked lightweight since 2016.
Fuck. Miller, Alvarez, Pettis, former champ, Gaethje, Alvarez, former champ, Max Holloway, even Khabib, McGregor has fought him 3 times now. 3 times. Dustin's been the guy in the UFC that's always a company man whenever it's time to toe the line and battle. He's a guy that's always ready to go. Hard worker, represents his people of Lafayette, Louisiana, I believe. He's always represented his people. He's always represented himself well. Carries himself as a champion. And I've always said this as well because people try and discredit his win as a champion. I've said, bro, he is a champion no matter what. He's got a belt at his house, at his gym, sitting there to represent him as a champion at one point. So people who will try and say you never really became the undisputed. It's like, no, when you're the interim champion, you're the champion. He's had a career in the UFC that's second to none. I mean, look, you'd be blessed to have the career, even half the career that Dustin's had in the UFC. Speaking of blessed, Max at lightweight, I like it. So we did with Justin Gaethje. But yeah, this fight is definitely winnable. I feel Max has developed himself over the years. He's still young, 33. Dustin's 36. Not really young in the fight game, but he's very well experienced as a veteran. He knows what to do to beat Max. He's done it before. Twice. Max has to fight smart. He has to be disciplined with his footwork. He has to be disciplined with his aggression. Because Dustin's going to want to press and do what he does. Throw them hands. He throws low kicks once in a while. I've seen body kicks, rarely any head kicks, but low kicks, mainly boxing and his grappling as well. Dustin to win this fight just has to be, Dustin as well, his recovery. It's one thing I've said many times again, his recovery is very good. Even when he got hurt by Dan in round 2 in their fight, he came back and just recovered so well and was able to put it on him. Max has to just be able to fight on the edge, on the edge of Dustin's range. And Max has the tools as well. Let me see. Reach. Oh, Dustin has the reach. Okay. But I think footwork. Dustin's a little bit too... He might have fixed this. I think his stand-up has gotten better from what I've seen in the last few fights. He still tends to, when he gets tired, he reverts back to his old habits, which is flat-footedness and plotting forward and just throwing without, sometimes setting things up. Sometimes. But he's changed that. But again, it's when he gets tired. Max doesn't really get tired. But Dustin was able to outwork him. Even in that fight, their second fight, when they fought for the belt, Dustin hurt Max, rocked him, and remember that was one of the first time I seen Max rock, and Dustin was able to just keep going even though he got touched again. Dustin got touched maybe in the 3rd or 4th round if I recall, and was able to keep pushing as well. It's a new fight, new day, and for him to get this done and retire on top, beating Max 3 times, that'll be a feather in his cap, a good way to ride off into the sunset. But Max is gonna try and spoil the party with the Blessed Express. I want to go Max in this fight, but again, it's just the fact that not the first fight itself, because the first fight Max was just too green and he's just a UFC debut, so I don't really use that as much. And he was winning the fight in the first fight, if I recall. He was doing all this dynamic shit. He was touching Dustin up, and then he made a mistake. Hold on. Dustin beat him with a triangle armbar. It was an armbar, then Max escaped to a triangle, and then Dustin mounted him with a triangle and then finished the armbar. Second fight, Dustin just dogged him, just kept on going forward and just beating him up, and Max was just tough. But I think also after the last fight with Ilya, Max will be more defensively sound because he's never been knocked out before. I don't think Max is he's not gonna get gun shy. He's not the guy to get gun shy. But he'll be smarter now with the way, because again, the older you get, the more, because Max is taking a lot of shots. So your chin only holds up so long. Lightweight Max, I still think can knock out Dustin Poirier. And Dustin has taken Max's best shots in the past and keep going forward. This time could be different. I wouldn't advise that for Dustin. Max, however, fight smart, fight at range, fight on the edge of Dustin's range, be in his face, but don't let him just walk forward without pain. Don't let him just walk forward without eating something. And Dustin just has to mix up the takedowns or even threaten the takedowns to keep Max guessing. This is Dustin's last fight. I'm not going to pick anyone in this fight because it's not about that. I just feel like a guy like Dustin, he's done so much for the game, so much for his people, you know, the Geechee people, I think, you know. Is that Geechee? You know, what do you call them again? Geechee. I know, Cajun. That's the name. Cajun. They speak like a dialect of American English, I think. Is it French or something?
Creole, it's Creole.
See, I'm cultured. I know this shit. And then also in Louisiana, finishing off his career in the town or the city he started in. What a storybook ending to a career. Whether he wins or loses, this is gonna be one for the books, and I'm gonna feel something when he puts those gloves down, regardless of the results. Cause I'm also like honored to be able to say we won our belt on the same night. I haven't caught weight with him, and that was when I kind of realized, oh, Dustin is a foul-mouthed dude. He's a lad. Yeah, you know, on TV he's very respectful and whatnot, but he's just a lad. He's one of the boys. We're talking about some shit in the weight cuts. You know, when you start cutting weight, you start getting delirious and just talking shit. Yeah, this is feel goods for me. I like this because Max is my boy, Dustin's that guy, and it's gonna be a great fight. Yeah, I'm not gonna pick a winner. I feel like this is one that's just gonna be sentimental, regardless of the results. So yeah, may the best man win. Man, when you see shit like this, I wanna, like, I feel something because I'm kind of like where Dustin's at right now. I can see the finish line. Before I knew it was coming, I knew it was around the bend. The finish line's around the bend, but now I can see the finish line. So I empathize, or I feel a way for Dustin because I'm like, man, you do this shit for so long, so many years. You fight, you train, you travel the world, you just enjoy this life, you know. And when it's all said and done, you're gonna miss it, man. You're gonna miss it. I know I'll miss it. So that's why now, like the message I sent to the family group chat, I'll let you guys know what time I'm on because I can see the finish line. And now seeing this with Dustin Poirier, he's about to cross the finish line, makes me feel something. So again, shout out Max, bless Holloway, but Dustin Poirier, you're a great man, a great fighter. You represented the game very well, and I wish you well. I wish you well in this endeavor, in your final fight, your final battle against the Blessed Express. May the best man win. This is all good. Look, Adesanya 318, bet at stake. Mwah. Hey guys, what's up? Izzy here. Like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed this video.